all we doing. That's all we're going to do today. Check it out. Welcome to the Mad Lucrative Podcast. But guess what? Guess what it is? The Lucrative Lounge version. And I got to tell y'all something. I've been waiting on this guy. Well, I'm the host, Magneto7, if y'all didn't know. So, the dude sitting beside me, to my left, your right, I've been following. Shouts out to Reggie Miller. Y'all already know, friend of the show. Reggie said, we need to get Ramon on the pod. And I said, not yet. This September. We need to get him on the show. I said, not yet. I ain't ready. It's too much heat going on. So we waited. Pandemic dying down. I feel like that PPP running out too. So yeah, we all need the help. We need this information what he about to give y'all. So this is my OG. He don't even know it. He just found that out today. But he my OG. Shouts out. Ramon Toots in the building. How you feeling, man? How you feeling?
Great.
Listen, I've been waiting for this interview for a minute. Just let y'all know, we started out talking about some music stuff. I had no idea. So he's really the OG for real. So you said you're feeling good.
Great, man. Great.
How was your day? We'll start with that.
Day been
before
amazing.
We dig.
Been amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
We had a small discussion before we started too. So what time does your day normally start?
You know, I do my best to get up about 5.
Okay,
No
5.
later than 5:30.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me let you know something too. I gotta give them all the terminology of the Mad Lucrative Pod. So on the pod, you might find it funny, but on the pod we call our groups of friends. We got the money friends.
Okay.
And then we got the broke friends. Now, my broke friends, when I first introduced this idea, some of my considered broke friends kind of felt a little bit of a way. But me, I was just like, well, guess what? Everybody's a broke friend around somebody bigger than them. So it's cool. You know, just eat it. Just own it. So I had to answer a lot of questions. Who's the broke friend? Are you the broke friend. So I said, Uncle Tooks. He's a money friend.
I'll take that category. I'll take that one.
So, speaking of money, we want to dig in first. Real estate.
Yes.
Where did it get started? What was your introduction to real estate?
No, it started really early. My grandfather was a roofer. You know, I told you we was raised not far from here.
Okay.
And so we used to hang out with him, go on the roofs, get on the top of Peachtree Plaza or some of the buildings. Right, and so we saw real estate early, but I didn't know I loved it early.
Okay.
You know? So we was exposed to it, and then right now there's a man that lives in Kirkwood that stayed next door to my grandmother that was buying these houses for $1. They just call them dollar houses. And when we were kids, he would pay us to put out flyers, pull up carpet, just do little stuff, right?
Okay.
He still owns probably 20, 25 houses that he bought, and I can show them to you. Name's Mr. Johnny, right? And so he lived next door, but had a house across the street in Kirkwood. So you imagine paying $1 for something that's now worth $700,000-800,000. And so I think that's a part of it. And then fast forward, my father owned real estate. And so, you know, so I've been exposed to it. Mm-hmm. But when I turned 17, my dad was pushing me into, hey, go get your real estate license. Hey, go. And so early on, man, I jumped right in. So when I turned 18, I went to get my real estate license. Start selling, but I knew I wasn't a traditional agent. I like being in the streets.
Okay.
By that time, when I started in college, man, I knew I was bit. So by 18, it was over.
Okay. You opened up a whole nother can of worms. So I'm coming from the music background, right? Okay. This platform, I'm normally educating artists and producers and painters on how to get secondary income so they can fund their dreams, in essence, and then stay independent, like real independence. But a lot of the hiccups that I hear is I wasn't introduced to real estate until 20, 28, whatever, 30, whatever. What was the climate, or if you can remember, what was the climate of real estate from that 17, 18 to your 20s?
You know, I guess I was on the hunt for money. So my reason for being in real estate has changed over the past 27 years.
Okay.
Right, 28 years. But when I first started, I just wanted to make money. I didn't care about developing neighborhoods, communities. I didn't care about who else made money. So I don't really know. My job was to go find deals for investors that had money. I was bird dogging, right? People
Hold
like
on,
to
what's
say,
bird dogging?
So it's a cute name. People say wholesaling now.
Okay.
But bird dogging is I'm going to find a deal for people that's got money. So whether you pay me $500 or $1,000, I'm gonna get you that lead. I'm gonna knock on doors. I'm gonna go in neighborhoods that you don't want to go in. I'm gonna do all of that, right? First year, I got pretty good at it. Second year, got great at it. And then by 2021, I started buying my own. Like buying my own as rentals. Nobody was flipping. It wasn't nobody on TV talking about we're gonna flip that house. It just wasn't a popular term at that time. Really, everybody was saying I want to buy and hold. I want to be a landlord.
Gotcha.
So that climate was just who could find the most deals, who can get the most rental income at that time.
Okay. So with the group of black folk that you're around, were a lot of them owners, or was some of them in the street, or like? Because I'm trying to paint the picture for the youngins.
Trying to paint the picture.
Yeah.
So I've been fortunate enough to have all types of friends.
Okay.
Yeah. So some were on this side of the track, some was on that side of the track.
Okay.
Again, we grew up in this area. So we saw everything.
Okay.
So when you think about that time, and I was in school, so I graduated on my 18th birthday. I started Georgia State, so I was in school doing real estate.
Gotcha.
So I had all kind of friends. I had my college buddies, my high school buddies, then I had my cousins. I had my County Road buddies.
Gotcha.
You got me.
Gotcha.
So,
okay. So with the County Road buddies, right? Because I got a group of friends on the broke friend side, that responded to my success in the music business. All of them responded differently. I had some of them that was like, yo, that's dope. Let me get some beats. Like, that's when Beats by Dre was just starting. They're like, yo, you got to in place. I got to get you some, So I had that group of friends, and then I had the opportunists. I'll say that. The opportunist groups. How do you deal with those folk?
The opportunists?
Yeah.
Ooh. I'm just learning how to deal with them.
Okay.
Because I ran so hard. I've always ran so hard. So sometimes I don't even see them. Like, okay, they're going to be opportunists because they're never going away.
No.
Right?
No.
But now I'm at a point where it's got to be win-win. Like, if I don't mind, I want you to win, but I got to feel like you want me to win, even if you're tricking me. So if you tricking me, good, but I'm going to feel like I'm winning. Okay. If you're not doing that, I'm not going to deal with you. And vice versa. If I can't help you win, I don't want to do business with you. And I can't help everybody win. That's something that I've come to a conclusion in the past few months. Ugh. You can't help. I can't be everything to everybody all the time. And I've tried that. So, yeah, the opportunists, they never going away. That's what social media is about. That's what social media is about. Everybody wants to see how they can get an opportunity to live the lifestyle that you live, or get what you got, or surpass what you have. It's just that's the world we live in.
That's crazy. I wonder whatever happened to the people that just wanted, I won't say balance, but just kind of had those blinders on. Whatever happened to them folk? Like, you know what I mean?
They still here. It's a lot of amazing, great people that want to serve people. Right? We think about this again. The social media world says, and there's some great people on social media, but the social media world says I can do what you do and do better, and it feels good for me to have a bigger car, a better watch, a better. Everybody not like that though.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody not like that. So you just got to sift through. You got to sift through the people to get it.
Gotcha. With the first big win, right? The first big score. What was the first big item, the toy that you bought?
I don't want this to sound crazy, but I've been scoring all my life.
Okay.
So I never looked at like a win. I'm just, again, if you follow my journey as of late, I talk about celebrating the small wins. I never really celebrated. So I never really just said, yeah, we're going to go out and I don't know, like everything's kind of normal to me. You know what I mean? So was it a watch? Nah, we've had watches. You know what I mean? Was it a car? No. Another house, another building.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of where I've been since I've been a kid. Like, I'm going to celebrate by buying something else that's going to make me some money.
Gotcha. Do you remember your first multi-family that you purchased?
Mm-hmm. I remember the first house I purchased. Like, bought myself, not the bird dogging, because I mean, even though you're making money with that, or another strategy called wholesaling, you don't own the real estate. You're making money off the paper from the contracts or the assignment agreements. So you're not flipping houses, you're flipping paper in that strategy.
Gotcha.
But the first multifamily I bought was in Vine City, and I had a couple of them over there. Yeah.
You still got them?
Couple of them. Some of them I sold. Sometimes I drive by and like, damn. So, but you know, when you look at it, anytime I've sold something, I sold it so I can either pay bills or invest in something else. So it wasn't a waste. Yeah, we can always look back and say, dang man, we should have bought every house on this street, right? But you can always do that, man. So I try not to do that to myself.
Okay. With the market, right? We seen the big wins, I'll say that, because I know a lot of folk did get some money. You know, I pulled some equity too. So
I should.
I'm gonna tell you this: I pulled the equity after I heard you say something about it. I don't know if you remember. I said in the comments, I like, so the equity play, like, what I need to do?
You better get it before you lose it.
Okay.
Yeah, get the equity before you lose it.
How long do you think we got until the market? What is it? Is it adjust or corrects? Is one of you
can use either one of those. I mean, it's going to happen, right? As the interest rate keep ticking up, it's going to happen. I don't think when people saying the market going to crash, I don't think so.
Okay.
It's a different environment than it was in 2007 and 8 or 9.
Okay.
Right? Because the type of loans that have been given, which made it crash, the type of people that are buying. We're in a city. If it crashes in Atlanta, the world in trouble.
Really?
There's no other city that's more insulated than us. Think about it. Great weather.
Yeah.
Great prices.
Yeah.
A lot of companies moving here. Think about Microsoft and think about the
they
headquarters.
moved here since I've been here. So
right? Yeah, you got Microsoft. You got some of the other ones that moving to the west side. But then you also got the world's busiest airport. So
that's true.
If it's over here, everybody in trouble. So then you just do like you did in 2009 and just say everybody in trouble. So we all broke. Okay. So, you know, but the prices are probably based on what they're saying, the number of people that's moving to Atlanta. And I'm just talking about Metro Atlanta and the number of housing that's getting built or the inventory. I don't know how you're going to say that it's going to go down because we still don't have enough. It's not enough. And you can't build enough. It's something like 3,000 people something moving here every day. Some crazy number.
Golly.
It's crazy. How do you keep up with that? You can't build enough apartments.
No.
You ain't got enough hotels. And you definitely don't have enough. Because people not moving. See, the pandemic was a pandemic because, think about this, people not letting people in their houses to sell their house.
Right. I done got mad advertisement. You want to sell? I'm like, nah.
I'm sure you have. Yeah, never. Then you couldn't build fast enough because permitting was slower. Okay. So we couldn't produce enough houses. Then the cost of build went up. Yeah. So it was like a clash. Like, what do you do?
So what would a correction look like in Atlanta?
I mean, I think the economy, based on who the buyers are now, I think it just the prices won't go up so fast. Because over the past 4 years,
it's been crazy.
Thank you, Jesus.
Look. Yo, the funny thing is, it was a blessing how we got this house, right? I make it quick. My listeners be like, yo, just hurry up. But we got this house, pure blessing, I could say luck. Next door neighbor, he was like, wife was pregnant too. She was 7 months pregnant. He was like, yo, I see y'all looking at this house. This house beside them had a tree.
The one down in the hole.
Yeah, had a tree on it. And I was like, well, we could fix it. You know, get the joint removed, get the foundation, whatever. I'm just trying to get a house. We stand at my cousin's house in Stockbridge. Both of us broke. She was working for, my wife was working for Keller Williams. She was like a secretary over there. Keller Williams in Covington. So we going to Stockbridge, Covington, and I'm Ubering during the day, trying to make some money. I was selling a few beats, but like I said, we went from 28,000 all the way down to 1,500, 500. And then you might sell that. You might sell a beat. So I'm like, all right, we hustling. I got off work one day because I'm always looking at listings. I love real estate. I love buildings. I love the structure. I love to look at it. It's just it's sexy to me. So we came over here, looked at that house. The neighbor right next door, which she passed, God bless Mr. Gibson, he was like, nah, she good and pregnant. You don't need to get that one. You need to try to look at this one. So I was like, well, sir, it ain't on no listing. He said, I know the owner. Light bulb. I was like, okay, let's see what we talking about. He said, I know the owner. He left me the keys. I'm going to just let y'all walk through it. So me and her looking like, yo, I know you lying. You got to be lying. Long story short, we walked through the house. We were able to get like 40,000 some change up. He was like, well, I'm looking to sell the house, but I don't want to list it. I don't want to do none of this. At the time, I can't remember something came up where we got broke again. We had no savings, no nothing. So we just dead broke. Cars repoed. One of our church members let us hold her car.
Oh, rough.
Rough, right? So I'm like, all right. We looking at the house. I think I told him, I was like, well, can we pay rent? And I just take on all the responsibilities for the house. If you let us move in, just, He said no. I was like, all right. So I had to keep thinking. I've always been a talker. He said no. I said, all right. Went to Stockbridge. We prayed on it a little bit. I said, I'm gonna play on them heartstrings. I got to do something. I said, can we move in? I can pay whatever. He said it was like a high water bill. It's like $900, something like that. I said, I get the money up, pay the water bill, let us move in. I pay you rent. You don't have to do nothing. If a tree falls on the house, I got it. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I was like, I got it. Long story short, he said, yeah. He said, I take $45,000 for the house though. Oh, when you ready to get the house, he wasn't super because he knew she was pregnant. He was like, just move in, He said, but 45, we settled on that. You sure? I was like, I got you. 2015. I worked, got a little job, got my money up, got financed. I said, go to 45. He said, cool, we good. Now, 2022, I had to get the house appraised last year. It was $315 before we built this addition. We built this in October
of 2021.
Of 2021.
Okay, so
we just built this. Okay, right. And I was just trying to hurry up, get in this month because I want to rent it out. I'm like, I know how we make money off whatever. $400. I said, I'm never getting out of real estate. Like,
you just gotta be patient with it.
Yeah,
you just gotta be patient. That's just a patient man game.
It really is.
Oh yeah, and you bought it at the right time. 2015. Mm-hmm. It was still, you had some. It was coming up, but it wasn't what it did in 17. 17, man, it's just 17 to now.
Okay, so how did 08 affect you?
It killed me.
Okay.
Yeah, I cried every day. You think you were broke in 2011, whatever it was? Yeah, it was rough. So let me say this: from 1996 to 2000, because we started feeling it in 07.
Okay.
See, people say 08 because that's when it just crumbled. But we started feeling it. So for 11 straight years, we call it the golden years.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna call the last. I ain't gonna say last 11, last 5.
Platinum years.
Platinum, right? But from the time I started to 2007, you couldn't go wrong. You couldn't go wrong. And so when 8 hit, my ego gone, man. Because I had mentors and lenders that were saying, man, quit paying them bills. Right? They was like, bro, we not paying these the big boys. They was like, bro, we not paying the banks. They knew. They already knew. I didn't. So I'm Ramon Tooks. Like, man, I can, then them $80,000 a month start going out, and you like, shit, man. You look up, excuse me.
You good.
And 7 months later, you ain't got no cash. and then you can't sell nothing. So you're in a bad mix. So same thing, man. You know, no money, went broke. You know, but you know, I'm always figure out how to make some money. But I had a development at Stonecrest. That was 115 lots that had just got approved. But I was gonna flip it. I wasn't gonna build. I was just gonna flip it.
Okay.
And John Willing, who was one of the biggest builders, had given us $50,000 earnings money 6 months before. And was like, "Hey, listen, when you get the permit, we closing, and we're gonna make about $10,000 a lot. So it was over $1 million for flipping it, right? Sheesh. The day we got the permit, this is 2008.
Okay.
We called. We got it. I knew I was gonna have some money. I'm talking about we done counted the money. We ride like, yeah, bro. We know we broke. We finna have some money, you know, next week or so. They was like, nah, y'all keep that $50,000 earnings money. They was like, y'all can have that 50, and then we can do with that right now, cause the market we couldn't sell nothing. And so 08 was 08, 09. 08, I still was able to sell a little stuff and survive a little bit, but not enough to carry what we had.
Gotcha.
And so 9 got real bad. 9 and 10 was tough. It was like real tough because you're trying to figure it out. But in 10, I figured out how to use the resources that we had. So in 10, we started all the banks that we used to buy for. We called them and said, because I started a property preservation company, which means now I get to see the properties first. So in 10, 11, and 12, we did a lot of property preservation.
Okay.
And then 12, we started back flipping because then the buyers started coming again.
Gotcha.
So for like 4 years, you just figuring out it was tough. It was tough.
So it was tough for everybody then.
It was tough. It was tough, man. Like, it was some crying going on. Like,
I had a small rock bottom, but I've been dumb so much I did 2 times. So
yeah, I did a couple times, but it's but it's, you know, people that entrepreneurs, most of them, if they're gonna tell you the truth, it been some tough days.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Even the big boys you look at when they look at like Bill Gates, when you show him in that little office, he had some tough days. Yeah, and you're gonna have them. I don't care where you are. They have them now. They just got $100 million tough day. Well, we got $1,000 tough day. You know, so it's different levels to it, but you're gonna have it. You're gonna have it. You ain't by yourself.
All right. I don't feel bad.
Nah, you all right.
So, when it comes to artists trying to get into real estate, and I guess what's the steps? Like a brief step. I know we're gonna talk about Flippology too, because I know that's in there. So, but what's the steps? Like, what do they need to get knocked out first before they even start looking for a house?
So here's what I always tell people. It's gonna depend on where you are. Like when we try to get that cookie cutter, it's tough because we all somewhere different. We all got different mindsets. So I always say you got to figure out why you want to get into real estate first. You got to really get your mind right. Like, what is that reason why? And most people like my children, like it might be my why changes. Your why can change. Like your why might be because I just want some money. Right? Or your why could be I want to leave something to my grandkids. Your why might be I want a retirement. So you got to know first kind of where you are, because how hard do you want to work? Because this ain't an easy game.
No, it's not.
It's fun. It can be simple, but it ain't easy. So that's the first thing I always tell people. Then you got to figure out, like step 2 is how you going to fund that deal. No matter where you are, we can figure out the plan, because you can be debt broke, bad credit, bankruptcy, the whole 9, and we got some way for you to make money.
From dead broke.
Dead broke.
Give me a dead broke scenario, man. Give me a dead broke scenario. I need to hear this.
You want an easy dead broke scenario?
Easy. The easiest one.
Easy dead broke. It's called wholesaling.
Okay.
You go out and find deals, right? You can drive around that house with the tree on it, write the address down, research who the owner is, find out do they want to sell it, and then you get it under contract. So if you get it under contract for 50, sell it for 55. It's that simple.
Made $5,000.
Make $5,000. It's so many easy ways to make money in real estate, but you got to work. Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna say you don't have to work. Now that's the part that run a lot of people away. That word, that 4-letter word, that harsh word called work. Yeah. They don't want to work. I mean, you got people, man, that, and I make money doing it, but I refer tenants to property managers. Everybody knows somebody at work that's looking for somewhere to stay. Right. If I go find you this place, will the person that's rented out or the property manager pay me some kind of fee? Whether it be $250, if I did that every day, right? Yeah. Times 20 days, take the weekends off, 20 days, $250, $5,000 a month. Yeah. The average person in America make $2,000 a month.
Facts.
So what if I just did it 10 times? I'm gonna be lazy. I'm gonna do it 10 times, $2,500 a month. You don't need. It ain't got to do with your credit. Salary, it ain't got to do with your credit. It ain't got to do. You just got to use your Everybody got a cell phone, whether you got an Obama phone or the iPhone, right? Everybody got a phone. I don't know nobody that don't have a cell phone.
Yeah.
So it's really about finding the right strategy and being honest with yourself, saying where you are. If you broke, you broke. It's okay. There's a lot of people with money that won't make it in real estate because they don't have the right strategy and the right team of people.
Right.
So you're in the same position as somebody that don't have no money, technically.
Yeah.
Or if you ain't got the right team, the right contractors, the right attorneys, you could lose your shirt in real estate. And we all run into that deal. Okay. Where you get hit in the head or whatever it might be. So again, it don't matter where you are, you start with why you want to do it and then figure out how you're going to fund it. Once you figure out if I got my own money, I got a retirement account, I got partners, or I don't have anything, then we can figure out a plan on where you go from there.
Gotcha. Now, when it comes to like buying multifamily, single family, buying a property just for you to live in or for you to do an investment, is the steps the same?
Yeah, the steps the same.
Okay.
Don't matter how big, how small. I get in trouble about this all the time because, the commercial people or the industrial people, it's so difficult, but they make you feel like you can't do it, right? It's the same thing. You got to find a deal. You got to figure out how you're going to pay for it and figure out what's your exit strategy. Tell me what's the difference, whether it be a $200 million deal or a $20,000 deal. It's no difference. It's just the numbers.
Okay. You
got to do your research, right? Again, it's just the numbers, and the numbers can complicate a little bit more, or the length of time it take to do the deal. But building a hotel downtown Atlanta, right, that's 100 stories or 50 stories, is the same as building a house.
Okay.
Foundation, windows, heating, air, electrical, plumbing, sheetrock, right? It's the same thing.
That's
roof.
True. That's
it's
true.
No different. It's just numbers. So I think we get scared a lot of times because it seems like it's tough and the numbers too big, but it's all the same.
I remember when I first started into any kind of real estate, right? We were broke. We just got here, and I learned how to do light fixtures. I was like, okay, I could do a light fixture a day for $50. And that's what I'm saying that to kind of piggyback off what you just said. I did a light fixture a day for $50. I said, okay, if I could do that, I could do a ceiling fan for $75. Look it up on YouTube, figured out how to do it. I said, okay, I just made $75 for the day after gas and all that stuff. So I said, okay, let me do 5 of them joints a day. And it started adding up. I said, okay, so I can do this. Let me figure out everything else that I need to do in the house. Because if I could do that, then, we could work. Yeah. Reggie, it was my first deal. Reggie was like, all right, I got this house for you. Don't mess it up. He said, don't mess it up. I know you got subs. You got some folk working with you now. Don't mess it up. I was like, all right, cool. So got the property, went through it. Pricing was terrible. My price point was trash. I said, all right, it's going to be like $28,000, $30,000. He said, you sure?
They love you. They wanted you. They got in the car. They were high-fiving and everything. They done text all they buddies. We got us one.
Yeah.
We got us one this time.
So I said, yeah. I said, all right. I said, push it up like 31. He's like, you sure? I said, yeah. Dude, that house was the house of hell.
55.
No, we still ended up doing it for, I think it ended up being like 38, roughly. So it wasn't too much over.
So it was cosmetics.
A lot of cosmetics. Yeah. But see, we were like, all right, we can move the kitchen over here. We can put the bathroom, add a bathroom. HGTV. I was like, so I'm like, okay. And I'm thinking about me doing the work and then my few 3 or 4 folk that I depend on. So, dude, and I was working for Fulton too at the time. So I was like, all right, if I work from 7 to 3:30, I had them working.
At what time you got? No, man.
5:30. So I said 7 to 3:30. I could let them do that. When I get off work, then I just pick up where they left off. Yeah. Dude, I work from 3:30 to 4 o'clock. Come on, sleep for an hour. Do it again. I did it for like a month. And then we were over the time. And you know how investors are when it comes to time. I was like, all right, we gonna lose. We gonna lose on this one. But we ended up finishing it. The lady who got the house, she was like, yeah, I think it was like 280. It's like, I want 285 for it. So Rich was like, all right, we could probably, get close, whatever. Somebody offered her 260, 240. She said, no, I don't want it. That house set for another 7 months. Just set. People coming through it. I don't like that right there. So we had to go. Dude, that was the house of hell.
You had to keep going back.
Dude, after that, I was like, okay, I know what to do now. We got contingencies. We got to have this stuff set in place. Yeah. And Reggie, he kept telling me, he was like, dude, you got to have your contingency. I'm new, though. This is my first big joint after, getting
stuff.
Exactly. So I'm like, all right. After that, dude, it's been gravy since. I can't complain but so much. So we got that part. We got that out the way. The education side, right? How can you encourage people to want to learn real estate and not just do it for the money?
That's a tough one. I tell people that get educated, but don't over-educate themselves. What happens is some people know so much, as they call it, paralysis analysis, they won't do nothing. They don't read every book. They know more than all of us put together. They know every step, every process, every system. They know every guru. They've been to every seminar, every class, watch all the, and they got too much in their head. So, the biggest thing is do enough to take action.
Okay.
Because you're going to make a mistake. I don't care who you are. You're going to make a mistake. You're going to have some hiccups. But if you do enough to take action and put the right people on your team, you will get through the deal. Okay. And once you do one, you will start to want to do more. Maybe, maybe not. But the education piece of it is you got to know where you're going. Do you like multifamily? Do you like multifamily? Why do you like multifamily? See, some people like multifamily because everybody right now is saying buy multifamily.
Right.
That's the only reason they want multifamily. They can't tell
you.
No
logic
behind it. They like, man, the rent. And I'm like, dude, you can buy a single family and rent out the basement and rent out rooms, and you got the same effect. Nah, man, I want 4 doors. No, you don't necessarily want 4 doors because you got 4 different people that may not want to live by each other. That's a whole different animal.
That's
right?
true.
You got to find the right 4 people because if these 2 people keep moving out because of the dude upstairs that paid the rent on time, but he a fool, you ain't got a good 4 units. So, when you start talking about like multifamily, I like multifamily because of the multiple incomes.
Okay.
Truly, right? I like multifamily in Atlanta when you can find it now.
I about to say, I don't know where it's at.
It's rough. But because of the income and it appreciates so well. Multifamily in places like Montgomery, Alabama, Macon, Georgia, or the Midwest, because we do a lot in Cleveland and Detroit and a little bit in Milwaukee, they don't appreciate well, but they cash flow like crazy. So if you're looking for cash flow, I'm going to take you there.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, we going there. We might go to Alabama, but Alabama is like Atlanta. It ain't a lot of multifamily. It's just not a lot of it. So we have to figure out ways to figure out, again, what you're looking for. Why do you really want multifamily? Now, I talk a lot on social media.
Right.
And I try to do my best to educate so that people don't, like, inbox me because I ain't really answering you on the inbox, right? But enough so you can say, okay, either I need to go with somebody and get some hand-holding, some tutoring, or some, coaching, or I'm going to go figure it out on my own. And I'm cool either way.
Okay.
But I've had to learn how I can't help everybody. If you want to get in our programs, we're going to help you a lot as much as we can because you got to still do
the work.
The bid. You still got to do the work. You still got to be community-specific. Because if you in, I don't know, man, Iowa, right? I don't know Iowa. I just know principles.
Right.
So because I know principles, it work anywhere, but it specifically to your neighborhood, what tenants are like. Because I've learned a lot about Montgomery in 2 years. A lot about tenants.
One thing.
Everybody got bad credit. But it's really sad because the homeownership thing is probably, and I'm gonna say maybe 30%. It's like bad. They don't even be thinking about it. And we educated more people. Me and Reg talked about it. You educate more people about moving into buying homes. You see a lot of rent-to-own stuff down there where people think they're going to buy, but they ain't being prepared properly. Right. So, again, you learn a lot, though. You learn it's the community. Like, what kind of people we dealing with. So that's one of the biggest things I've learned down there.
with Section 8 houses.
I love it.
Okay.
Section 8 veterans.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love it.
Okay.
Yeah, and I tell people I love it all the time because it's guaranteed money, whether they paying 100% of the rent or 70% of the rent. Think about this. When the pandemic hit and people said, all these people said, we ain't paying rent.
That's true.
Guess who was paying rent? Section 8
yeah.
and the VA, yeah. And if the economy crashes again, guess who's going to be paying rent?
They don't still pay it.
And if they don't pay rent, the whole country in trouble. So guess what? If they stop paying, the government, the mortgage companies ain't taking mortgages. Like, we're not paying you either. Yeah.
That's interesting.
So I like Section 8. Section 8 has gotten a bad name. The veterans, I understand something else I've learned. Veterans, a lot of the veterans that are on income that they pay their bills for them, they normally have some kind of dependency or history that leads people not to want to like be around them. They may have things that they can't control that they have to get assistance. But the VA, the veterans, they have so much support for them. So if they figure out something wrong with them, they come in to help. In the middle of the day, the nighttime, they need their lights paid, they need cell phones, they doing all of that for them. So I like that, right? But we're dealing with something different. I wouldn't put the veteran we kind of know got an issue next door to somebody that's got 2 kids.
Right.
Right. I wouldn't put that. I don't want to put that veteran in the neighborhood that I think is drug infested and he got a drug problem. So because he's going to go get back on drugs. So again, you got to know your tenants, but veterans in Section 8, I love it, man.
Are you, because with Section 8, I'm fine with it, right? And we're attached to some Airbnb stuff, and I work some deals here and there. Well, I'm getting a little piece of this, a little piece of that.
Gotcha.
But I feel like I get attached to dirt, just a little bit.
Okay.
So is it any pieces of dirt that you feel attached to, like?
No, bro, you come to my house tomorrow and tell me you're going to give me the right amount of money. Me and them kids going to be in the U-Haul tomorrow. No, I don't love nothing, no.
Wow, that's
good. God and my kids.
How did you get there?
Because every time my whole life you've been selling, you've been going to sell something.
Okay.
Yeah, now there hasn't been some properties that I drive by and I'll say, dang, I really did like that one. Yeah, but everything for sale. Like literally, 6 years ago,
yeah,
we were staying in Kirkwood. And somebody was like, hey, bro, I'll pay you this. And I was like, you for real? The kid was like, nah, Dad, we like this. And I was like, well, we gone. And we sold it.
Okay.
Yeah, I sold it. It's just a house, bro. Like, they always say God ain't making no more, but it's always going to be a situation where I can go in the neighborhood and find a deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm going to have to get there. I got to get there.
Now, is it something that I have that it will be hard for me to sell? Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It is. There's some stuff that'll be hard. Like, you're going to pay me. you gonna know you bought this and it was real hard for me to depart with it. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. You're going to pay for the inconvenience, technically.
Yeah, you're going to pay an extra fee, extra couple $100,000 or something.
Okay. Now, this is one of my goals. Then we're going to go to Flippology. Okay. Then we're going to wrap it up. But one of my goals in general is to help 1 million musicians make $1 million.
Okay.
That's one of them. And then the other one is to help people, like, in an ideal world, I would like to get people in Section 8 that has to do Section 8, educate them on credit, finance, and all that stuff, help them get job placement, and then work them out of the Section 8 into some facet of real estate.
So let me say this right quick. So they do teach them that. If you can use your Section 8 voucher to qualify you for funding.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they teach them if they want to be taught. So here's the thing: is you get more hardened. Your heart becomes more hard because you do want to help. You do want to make sure that they do it, but they got to listen to. You only can help so many people, right? So no matter what programs are in place, because I'm telling you now, Section 8 got all the programs. It's amazing the stuff that them people can get for real.
Wow. You
can technically, if you get $1,400 a month, that's considered income. You can take that to qualify for a house.
What? I had no idea.
Yeah.
That's dope.
They got to want to listen. So it's good that you're on that mission, but you got to create a program to do it. You got to create something that you're not attached to, your heart not, because you're going to hear all kind of stories. Listen, y'all, start with getting your credit right. Make sure you got a job. Make sure you save your money. And that's it. That's all you can do. Connect with a great, realtor,
right,
mortgage person, and it may take a year. and you go from there. But a lot of the people that are on Section 8, man, are hardworking people that just fell into, maybe a tough time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like you say, you don't want it to be generational, where my mom was on Section 8,
Right.
now I'm on Section 8. Now we want to cut that out. But it's some people, man, that would love to have a house. Like they got to hear it a couple times, over and over. They got to know, like, people, I think, are becoming more financially literate and understanding how important their credit is. Mm-hmm. But sometimes, life hits you. Everybody don't have that drive, like you did.
Work yourself out.
You got to work out of it. And a lot of people, man, once you get hit, it's hard to get back up. It is. So, yeah, but that's definitely a good. I like that.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. It's there.
And you said 1 million musicians make $1 million.
Right. Because my logic is this. I know when I took my first publishing deal, I'm not going to say the label. I've said it plenty of times on the pod. But when I took my first publishing deal, I learned after the fact that all I had to do, because I started a publishing company before I did my first beat. So every beat that I ever placed, I put it up under my publishing company. Right. And I didn't know you could take a loan out against your own publishing company, own the rights forever, pay the loan back, and now you still possess your whole, everything publishing.
Money to work with.
Right. But I sold off a piece of that publishing. They told me after the fact, and I ain't going to say the name of the other guy either, but they told me after the fact, they were like, look, man, I don't know if you knew this, but that money that they gave you, you was going to get that on your first royalty statement. I was like, what you mean? They were like, yeah, like you would have made that on your first royalty statement. And if you could have waited, but I was hard up. So I'm trying to work musicians out of the routine of let me get hot, and sell off everything that I just worked for, And there's a few people that's doing it, a few musicians that's doing it, but my OGs was like, boy, you better get that publishing deal. I was like, all right.
Yeah, but it's a different time now too, though. If you look at the kids, or I'm gonna call them kids, but they're very, very intelligent around their music industry. They know they go get their money. Now the music industry is gonna do something else to change that, because them boys getting money. Like, man, I look at something, I'm like, who is this dude? Like, you turn to people, I'm like, how does dude have a 30,000 square foot house? And we've never heard of him. But heard of him. He getting $100,000 for 30 minutes worth of work and doing it 10 times a week. Like they said, what's his name, little baby? 500,000. Yeah. Come sit down with you for 30 minutes and he out. They like, he come in 30 minutes. He's like a genius. But think about you do that 4 times a week. That's $2 million a week. $24 million a year. Yeah. That's why they loaded. And the concerts. And they getting paid, man. But the music industry will do something to change that.
Yep. I preached on that too.
Yeah, they're gonna change. Because
I think, like, even the NFTs, the idea of giving your fan base, a piece of whatever, and then they grow equity in your stuff as you get bigger, your profile get bigger. They're gonna add that to labels. They're gonna add that to some type of deal at some point.
They got to, because Tory Lane did what, $1 million in like 60 seconds. But they made $1 million in 60 seconds. That's crazy.
Yes,
that's crazy. I saw it. I watch it, but they can. Yeah, I'm a real estate. I'm all real estate. I'm gonna let all that go. I done tried all real estate.
Okay.
Yep.
So, the Flippology. I know. I first heard about it with you and Storm. We're talking about it, and I think I saw him and Ash doing some stuff. So, what is Flippology?
So, Flippology is the science of flipping real estate. Started 8 years ago. We were around, same thing. You want to educate people. We were doing stuff in hotel ballrooms, just kind of not formal. You know what I mean? Kind of formal, not formal. Then somebody came to me and they was like, you need to brand that. You need to formalize it. And so Flippology is what we came up with. We started out with a 2-day boot camp. Again, find, fun, fix, flip. You hear all the gurus talk about it. Mm-hmm. And it has evolved. So we got different courses now. So traditional Flippology 101 is now a 3-day weekend experience. You go through everything: how to find a deal, how to set your companies up. You meet who you need, all the resources, all the lenders, all the CPAs. Like, I don't hold back, because I want, when you leave, I want you to be able to reach out, touch them, and get the experience. You meet the insurance brokers, the attorneys.
Dope.
So that's a 3-day event. You know, we go out on our bus. We did it I used to do it March, July, and November. Last year we did it March and July.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't do it in November. This year we didn't do March because we released the online course so that we can reach more people
and scale it.
And not only that, we got an online community where people can get on and ask their questions. So every other Thursday, 9 p.m., they get on. If you're a student, you can ask all the questions.
Dope.
So I want you to do stuff yourself, right? You got a support email. So, you know, that's part of the Flippology family. This summer, we've been thinking about how to condense it because some people 3 days drive them crazy. So this summer, July 23rd, we're doing Flippology Extreme. And it's called Flippology Extreme because it's all packed into one day.
Dope.
It'll be the first time ever, first anybody's conference where you come. We're going to make sure your LLCs are set up properly in the morning. We're going to make sure you get approved for funding, right, on the spot. I don't care who you are. We're going to get you some funding. And then we're going to teach you construction, how to estimate construction, repairs.
In one day?
And then we got in one day. It's extreme. Oh, yeah, your brain going to be right. But here's the thing. There's never been anybody that take you from A to Z in one day and give you the money. And then at the end of the day, we're going to analyze deals that you can purchase.
Okay.
So there's no excuse if you come somewhere and we give you every ingredient to the puzzle, right?
Yeah.
Why you don't leave. And so, here's the norm. 10% of the people going to interact, 10% of them are going to do something.
Okay.
Which is a statistic that used to make me almost cry like after Flippology. I'm like, man, I done put the bells, the whistles, the balloons, we got all kind of food here. We got everything. And only 10% of y'all going to even think about doing something. But that's the norm. So again, Flippology Extreme is this summer. I can say in December we're gonna probably do an entire conference that'll probably be a week long. But we went to Extreme because it's summer, everybody ready to move around. Yeah. And it's being held here in Atlanta. So one day only, the best of the best gonna be there.
Dope. I will definitely get a link right there on the bottom. Y'all see it. And yeah, that's gonna be dope. I mean, I think overall I'm full. I got a lot more stuff, but I'm not gonna go there.
We're gonna have part two.
No, we can do a part 2 at some point. But I appreciate you stopping by. I know the fans will appreciate you because you drop real knowledge. Notice he came in without a presidential on. So,
that's not a presidential.
That's not a presidential.
Dang, man.
But that's good because I think people are used to seeing the money friends. At least some of the ones I've introduced. They come in and they got the Cubans on and, and it's like, that's not what wealth looks like all the time.
Well, let me say this right quick.
Okay.
So I'm going to show you this text, right? People sell lifestyle, right? Lifestyle sells. And unfortunately, what we sell sometimes is a system in that I say you got to work. So people don't like that. They don't. Okay. They want. Dang, I want that Bentley, but I really don't want to do what it take to get the Bentley, right? And they're gonna require work. So normally the guy that's got it, I'm gonna say normally, done did some work some kind of way. Right. They had some long days, long nights to do some work, right? Mm-hmm. So even today we sent this text today. Hold on, I'm gonna hang on the words. I got to read it to you right quick because you just said that. But a lot of times people do look at lifestyle, and I don't like if you only want to deal with me because of what I got on. What if I lose it? That mean you gonna deal with me no more? So you got to deal with me for the system and the resource and the work ethics and the character that we have, and that means we can go through anything. Because just like you said, you in the music business, you was up here, you was with Eminem. So the two dudes that was on your side. Bro, if you're not gonna ride with me because we lost it all to make me help it bring it back up, then I don't need you around me no way. Yeah. So a lot of times people do look at it and they like, dang man, they really don't. But we have results. And so like my quote was to them, some people sell lifestyle, we sell results. I can show you where the students come through the program, they've done deals, you see us post stuff, and people snatch it up and we hold people's hand and go through deals. That's what I want you to deal with us because of that. Like I can take you from a deal, and even if we have a hiccup in the deal, I'm gonna hold your hand till we finish. If it's 6 months late, if it's a year late, we're gonna finish the deal. We never not gonna finish a deal. Gotcha. Even if my hair fall out during the deal. So, that's one of the things, man. You're gonna find your audience. Everybody ain't for you. So on that 1 million person journey that you got, it's millions of people out here, right? Every third, every 10th person, every 100th person, that's who you gonna be your person. Going through the other 99, it's gonna be frustrating. And they gonna say, I want that $1 million, but they're not willing to do what your system says. And they may not be for you. They may have to go to what's the new record label that just came out?
They ain't pay me, so I ain't going.
I know I ain't gonna say it either. But they not gonna fall into your system. Yeah. And that's cool. True. And once you understand that, as we get older, you understand that it ain't nothing. You're not offending me. You just weren't meant for me. And so you gotta keep it going.
I take it. Y'all, yeah, I'm great. I'm full. Mr. Ramon Tooch, y'all. It's not just a network, man. It's a network, man.